Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's Ministry Marketing Moment. This is Janice Johnson, also known as the Ministry Marketing Mentor, and I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today. Today's Ministry Marketing Moment actually is a question that came in on the Ask Janice segment of our weekly e-zine. For those of you who are normal and familiar parts of our Expand Your Reach community, you know we recently added a new feature where you can submit your questions by simply submitting the form through the Ask Janice form on our e-zine. That didn't come out too well. Well, anyway, I want to answer this question because it's a great question, and it comes in. This week's question actually came in from Pastor D.A. Davis of Dallas, Texas. So thank you, Pastor Davis, for writing in. We really appreciate you taking the time to contact us here. I want to read this question and then I'm going to offer my response. Pastor Davis writes that he has a nationwide ministry where he ministers to a closed market of God's people throughout the United States on a daily basis. My heart's desire is to expand on a broader scale and to reach more people through social media. He currently uses Facebook, Twitter, and his website to get the word out, and he wanted to know if thank you for considering my opinion, thought this was a great way to get out, and what I suggest as a better way and more efficient way to expand on a greater scale. Well, again, I want to thank you, Pastor Davis, for writing into us today. We really appreciate your question, and I want to offer you an answer that I hope is very, very helpful. So the answer to your question, is the use of social media, your website, the internet, a great way to expand your reach? Yes, absolutely it is. However, I want to say this, it is only as effective as the way that the plan that you have for using it. Pastor Davis, I'm not sure how long you've been a part of the Expand Your Reach community, but if you have been there for any length of time, you would know that I feel like expansion occurs in three phases. The first phase is the encounter, the second phase is the experience, and the third phase is the transformation. Now, one of the things that happens with the encounter, that's when we first meet someone, you know, that's our the moment where we kind of make an introduction. Places like social media and your website, I feel like are great places to create encounters, but the encounter should always lead to an experience. So here's where we determine if social media or your website, Facebook and Twitter, are great for you. Do they lead your audience, those people that you are called to serve, to the experience that your ministry ultimately offers? If they don't lead them to that experience, I want to say those may not be the right places for you. So think about the experience. What is it that people get when they come to your ministry? What is it that you provide? What is it that God called you to do that you do very, very well, that changes lives and transforms lives? Does social media, your website, blogs, all those other things lead the people who visit you there to that next step, to that experience? Also, another thing you want to think about is if social media, I do believe it's a great place. I mean, there are over 15 million people on Facebook. I think that's right. And, you know, every day it's increasing. You know, Twitter followers, they're just growing by leaps and bounds. Actually, there are over 500 million. It's almost 600 million people on Facebook. So definitely that's a great place to reach a broader audience, if and only if those that you're called to serve are on Facebook. I mean, hey, if you're called to serve people who don't use computers or who are maybe elderly and they're not into technology, being on Facebook is not going to serve you well. Also, it works for you, and I think it's a great way to expand your reach if you have a plan in which it allows the audience, those who encounter you, who reach you, those you're called to serve, to easily and comfortably go to their next step and to experience what you have to offer. And then the last reason is a great thing if you know, if you can do what you're called to do, create a transformation in the lives of those you're called to reach through social media, through the internet, through websites, if they can actually get that from those places, then yes, those are excellent places. So I hope that answers your question. Pastor Davis, thank you again for writing. For those of you who are interested in asking me a question and having me help you expand your reach, First of all, you need to join our Expand Your Reach community, and you can do that by visiting our website at www.ministrymarketingmentor.com. That's ministrymarketingmentor.com, or somewhere on the page where you're watching this video, there should be a box that you can enter your name and email address, and that will give you exclusive access to our weekly easing where you can ask these questions, where I give you tons of tips and insights on how you can expand your reach without compromising your message. So for those of you who are called to make a big difference in the world today, God has placed a huge gift inside of you, and you want to get it out there in a major way without compromise, easily and effectively, very consistently, and you want to really learn how to benefit from your blessing, please visit our website, www.ministrymarketingmentor.com. I thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from each of you. Thank you again, Pastor Davis. Have a great week.